Oops. Forgot to put us on the screen. Welcome to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. When you hear the word chronically, do you automatically associate it with chronic disease? We all do. It's been programmed right into us. But what if we flip that whole idea on its head? Let's discover how we can create chronic health in our bodies, our minds, our finances, our relationships, and of course, in our lives. Jumping in, my name is Andy Nam, and joining me in all things is my life partner, Memoir.
So we talk about brain health a lot,
Yes.
right? But we don't really talk about IQ a lot.
Yeah, because you don't want to hear about my IQ, right? But
Well, I already know your IQ. So IQ, your intelligence, is something that we thought that you're born with.
Mhm.
And you kept it for the rest of your life?
Correct.
That's actually not true.
So you're saying that
you're getting dumber from when I first met you.
Well, I was hoping you say I'm getting smarter, right? So you're going to teach me ways to improve my IQ. I think that's what the whole point of this segment is then, right?
Yeah. So intelligence is not really a fixed thing that you have. Mm-hmm. It's not like a gene you have it or don't have it, mm-hmm. right? Intelligence is actually a practice.
Okay.
Right? So there are 10 intelligence secrets that I got from this model that I'm going to kind of blur it out to you.
But intelligence secrets, you're not talking about like CIA intelligence.
No.
Okay. See, told you my IQ is good. Okay.
If that's where your brain goes. So there's many different things that affect your intelligence. And the first one is your mitochondrial health, your energy, right? Because your brain is about 2% of your body weight, but it actually takes up 20% of your energy burn. Mm-hmm. So your brain is a big part of how you burn. So if you're not energetic enough, if your mitochondrial function is not working as well as when you're younger, then you actually get dumber.
Oh, okay. Well, I got that one covered. You can boost your mitochondria with movement, exercise, right? Red light therapy. And of course, our life wave stem cell patches. So got that covered.
Makes you smarter.
Makes me smarter right away. See, I got that covered.
So the second thing they mentioned is actually the circadian rhythm, right? So, when you're kids, you tend to have a very stable circadian rhythm, right? But as you get older, our lifestyle changes, right?
Correct.
So sometimes we skip the morning sun and we have a lot more blue light at night that is actually affecting our circadian rhythm. So if you manage to maintain your circadian rhythm, you will actually, I guess, clear out your brain a little better.
Correct.
So that which will make
people that have kids are still going to school, so they are still getting that first morning sun, that sun exposure, which resets their circadian rhythm. And from the last time I went to a school, last year, I was doing mentorship, not to go back to school, so it has nothing to do with my IQ. I think a lot of the lights may still be incandescent, right? I don't think they're using fluorescent lights for everything. That I'm not sure of, right? So there is probably less blue light exposure too. So that does make a lot of sense for, because the circadian rhythm is so important for sleep.
For sure. So the third thing related to the second one is your sleep quality, which you probably know this by now. When you don't get enough sleep or you don't get sleep at all, you actually get dumber.
That is true. Because you wake up with brain fog.
You're instantly dumber.
You just don't know what you feel like. You're drunk, right? You feel like you just had a hangover.
So the fourth thing that they talked about is to learn how to learn.
Learn how to learn. Okay.
So there are many different things that you will learn throughout your life or not, right? We watched the new Chris Hemsworth Limitless series.
Yes.
So he's trying to learn playing the drums, and he's clearly not musical. So for him to learn something that he is not born to be good at, unlike learning apps, right? You actually have to learn how to learn a thing that you're not good at learning. Right? So that is part of the neuroplasticity. So learn something that you're not good at. For me, the drums would be really easy for me. I think for you, it's going to be a lot more tougher.
For sure.
Right. So learn something that you're not good at. That will actually make you smarter.
Love it. And the next one?
The next one is active reading and retention. So when we're reading, we tend to skim things a lot, right? But if you actually actively reading, you're actually reading it, you're digesting it, and then you're using it out. You apply what you learn, which is actually related to number 6, is to continue education, to continue to learn something, and apply what you learn, right? So you learning to be a health coach later on in your life, and then now you're applying it.
Yes.
That's when you can make you kind of smarter.
Yes. No, it's so true. It's like everything that I learn, I will reteach it out to my clients, and that actually cements it into my mind.
So related to that, number 7 would be attention and focus. Stop the doom scrolling. Sometimes you do a digital detox. We kind of did that when we were outside of our.
Yes. No Wi-Fi, no internet. It was pretty bad.
It kind of makes you have to detox, which that's actually kind of nice.
Exactly.
Right? Meditation, that actually helps a lot for your attention and your focus. And when you are focused, you are smarter.
I love it.
Right. The 8th thing, I have not heard before. It's called the Win-Wanger intelligence method.
What's that about?
It has something to do when you're closing. It's a practice where you close your eyes, you start describing everything that you see, and then you captured it when you open your eyes. So it's a method. I would just ask ChatGPT how to do that. But it's a way to train your brain. It's kind of like a mental weightlifting kind of thing.
That's something I think Jim Quick actually teaches, right? Something
similar. Yeah. It's all related. It's all brain health.
Yes.
Right. And the 9th thing is brainwave entrainment. We do some brainwave, the binaural
beats.
Okay.
I'm sure Christy will correct us later.
So the different brain waves, they actually stimulate your brain, right? So it actually makes you, I guess, a little more awake.
Yes. Right? It puts you into that deeper meditative state, so you're more open to suggestion and stuff like that. I'm working on that on meditation, but we got so many coaches and friends that are experts in that.
And the last thing, of course, is to do some creative training. Learning a music instrument can be one, creating music, writing a book, painting, doing like simple idea sessions, just brainstorming, that would help too.
So would that include like tearing apart stuff and trying to put it back together?
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool. I'm very good at taking apart stuff.
But you're not good at putting it back
Most of the time, they don't go back together. You get all these extra parts, it's like not needed, right? But it still works. So, hey, that's all we need to worry about.
So there you go. What do you think?
I think that is great. Interesting enough, like I did not read this beforehand. Minna always surprises me, whatever we're going to start with. And of course, as we get older, a lot of people think that we get more brain fog and we get slower. And, I think that's not true. As long as we're stimulating our brain, we're always learning something new that if we're just watching Limitless, that you can have making new connections. It's almost like taking side roads. So if your main road isn't working anymore, you can still take the side roads and shortcut to the same destination. And that's how the brain works, which is really quite amazing, so definitely, if you haven't heard about this, try at least some of them. And some of them are easy. Sleep is easy. Setting your circadian is easy. Even boosting your mitochondria is easy, right? But definitely, I think that's amazing.
So, who do we have as our guest today?
We have Jon Kohrs, and I am not even going to try to describe what he did, what he does. It's so interesting because I was introduced to him from a previous guest, Kat, and she was trying to explain to me what he does, and I couldn't figure out what she was saying. So I had a session with him, and I got to tell you, I had a lot of sessions with a lot of holistic coaches and energy coaches and meditative Reiki, whatever you call it. It was very, very different, and it left me hanging for a few days in a good way, So Jon definitely opened up to my eyes to something that is unusual, but very helpful, So I'm so looking forward to seeing his interview after the short break.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy for improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Why do 98% of beauty enthusiasts rave about coolness? It's all in the blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. Introducing Coolness, Pearlescent Face and Eye Serum Cream. This powerhouse combines the antioxidative power of schisandra berries, the glow of pearl powder, and the hydrating wonders of dragon's blood extract. It's like a time machine for your skin, making it radiant, firm, and oh so smooth. Inspired by ancient Chinese traditions and backed by modern nutritional science, this serum cream is perfect for dry, mature, and aging skin. It's time to unlock your inner glow with Coolness. Treat your skin to the best of both worlds today.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you to our guest, Jon Kohrs. He has spent his life exploring the art and science of inner transformation. He's been described as someone who gets others unstuck. Regardless of the label, Jon meets people traveling on their unconscious bridge between the personal and the transpersonal realms. He helps them creatively experience the depth of their inner life to express themselves fully in the middle of the mess, part human and part spirit. Welcome to the show, Jon.
Thanks, Christy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're delighted that you're here today. So I'm really interested in how you started on this journey.
When I was born, probably before. I don't even know what journey I'm on fully yet. And I would guess a lot of the people listening to this feel like they're on a journey, and that journey has changed multiple times in their lives. And each time it's like stripping a layer back to reveal a deeper, more maybe mystical, mythic journey. So I think the older I get, the more I look back at life, and the crazy things make a lot more sense. I'll say it that way. So.
I think I can go there with you. Some of the crazy things at the time were, what is going on here? And then now you look back, hindsight.
Yeah. I think, at the very, very start, I didn't realize until maybe 3 or 4 years ago that I was a surviving twin in the womb. And there's a lot of people that have a surviving twin. They are a surviving twin, more than people realize. And it was one of those moments that I could viscerally feel what that felt like and how that shaped my entire life. And I think even in that moment, I look back and I can still feel the sense of feeling abandoned, but feeling this need to feel part of something, feeling connected to everything, but also feeling disconnected. There was a lot of paradox maybe in that moment that I kind of see rippled through my entire life that I never realized from that like very, very, very pre-life stage. So
that's amazing. I've never ever heard anyone talk about that before. That's a really interesting idea, because I know with multiple births, they often will co-bed like twins because ripping them apart and putting them in separate beds is stressful for them. So they co-bed them. Yeah. So there must be a feeling of what happened, where'd they go?
Yeah, exactly. And not even understanding that. And your first sense of connection or love, however that's defined you, is kind of encapsulated in that moment before you even come into the world. So to answer your question, it's probably as far back as I've gotten to it. When did my journey start?
Oh my goodness. Well, so I'm really, really interested in what you call traveling between personal and transpersonal realms. What does that mean or look like?
Yeah. Yep. There's the intellectual way I could go into it would say, for those that maybe are familiar with Carl Jung and his work, there's an individual unconscious. There's all this stuff in you that's happening. And there's all this stuff in the collective, like all of us as one that's unconscious to it. It's like kind of like an invisible pool out there. And you have your own kind of kiddie pool, and then there's a larger pool. And in those pools, there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of things kind of beyond what we see in this realm. I think in a lot of my trips to Peru and Mongolia and across the world, there's always been this interest in shamanism. And to me, it's kind of this capacity to peek into those pools and see what may be influencing your life before you came. Like, what other lives did you have? Is there a myth underneath of you? Is your astrological planets, are they literally constellating inside of you? Do you have other figures? Like, so many people are connected to a Jesus archetype or Mother Mary or even other figures. Like, where do those live inside of us? And I think in that transpersonal realm, we have access to a lot more intelligence. So that's a little bit more of the transpersonal and how I see it.
Yeah, I was actually just having this discussion the other day with someone about my uncle happens to be, well, he's retired now, but he was one of the top professors in the world on the history of Buddhism. And but he approaches all of it as an intellectual exercise. And I've never really seen him internalize something and experience that as a emotional or spiritual thing. So is that kind of bridging that gap between head and heart in a way?
It is. Another way we could maybe access it is I'm also an Enneagram coach. So I use the Enneagram for those listeners that are familiar. And the Enneagram at its most basic layer says that you have this field around your head, you have a field around your heart, and you have a field around your body. And each person has a way of seeing reality through maybe one and a half of those. Sometimes we see the world through our heart or our head. I think, as you described, a beautiful way to describe the head of, compiling and storing information. I think when we have access to these other realms, we can really open each of those centers, and then we can peek through all of them at the same time. It's like seeing the world through your head, through your heart, and through your body, and seeing kind of a multi-layered view of what's really happening. For me, I experience the world primarily through my body. So in some of these journeys into that space, I can somatically feel it in my body. I can feel the sadness, or feel the tension or anxiety, or feel kind of intelligence coming through my body. And I tend to sense that space by intuition and my body's sensation, not necessarily through my head.
Give us an example of one of those experiences on one of your travels.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this works now or later, but we could all take one together if that works for you too.
Oh yeah, let's save that.
Okay.
Torture the audience, and we'll save it for the second part.
We can save it.
Did you ever have a particular one that was really impactful for you personally?
That's a good question. I think, yes, lots of them. There's a couple of them coming to mind. So much of my facilitations with other people, and I can remember all the creative ways, and every single one is different. I mean, there's womb regressions, there's going and talking to past loved ones, there's going into castles and figures inside yourself. But I think for me personally, there's something about being in nature that like all the other information goes away. Maybe a little bit of a backstory. I think just for my upbringing, I didn't realize even what an empath was until my mid 30s. And I was telling a friend, you're an empath and you have this extrasensory ability. But the more I go back, I realize like I had this capacity to feel and absorb so much around me. And it was very overstimulating. And if I'm around different environments, and probably a lot of your guests feel this way, it's almost like you get buzzy and you start to disassociate and you get really anxious by being around too much. So I found when I go out into nature and I'm just totally by myself and I can close my eyes and I can literally just ask a mountain or a tree, I'm like, can you show me something? Can you take me to a place? Can you show me who I am? Show me what my masculine and feminine is. Show me what Shakti and Shiva represents. Like when I just sit there and I just listen and let it come to me, they take me on those journeys. So there's a lot of those that I remember that were profound to me, that helped give me a sense of the depth of my inner world. I think because as a kid, I was so focused on the outside stimulation. I just oriented towards everybody else in the outside world. And it's just, I lost that there's a whole universe inside of me. So I think nature and going out there and just asking questions and letting something show me has been really, really insightful for me.
I love that, because there's Shakespeare, there's so much more in heaven and earth that we are dreamt of in our imagination. And I think we get so caught up in working and families and chores and errands and paying the bills, and we forget who we really are. An
example, in a lot of different ceremonies and trips, there's this reoccurring journey. And I would be taken to a place where I was given a piece of armor. I was given a shield, I was given a cloak, and I was given a crown. And it shifted. And there were probably 5 or 6 different variations. I mean, going to Sudan, there was a version, going to Mount Shasta, going to Mongolia. Like I kept getting these different images, and I'm like, I'm not a king. Like, what is this? What is this armor? And it just unfolded over years, the meaning of it. And I remember being in Slovenia, visiting my relatives, and it was this very sacred place that Mother Mary, there's a cathedral there. And I was just sitting there and asking her for help. And she said, you are fully protected when you're fully naked. And all those layers of armor just came off. And I just sat with that new piece of wisdom. Like, what does that mean? I'm truly protected when I'm truly naked. And it was like this armor was like such a representation of how much I was shielding myself, shielding who I really was, staying in this kind of detached way. But I kind of had to go through that experience to then like pull it all off. And that's one of like thousands and thousands of little journeys that I think something helped prod me to take. But they always kind of unfold and they make sense at the end. But in the middle again, you're like, what is this? What are you trying to tell me? So.
Yeah, that happens a lot when you're getting a message. You have to decode it a little bit. The intuition, we empaths do. We because we're always being. I always say it's like being in the ocean and being hit by the waves constantly. Yeah. You have to get out at some point.
Or figure out what a boundary is. Like, what is this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
and you get so used to surviving that way because you can sense what somebody else is feeling and thinking. And again, your body's picking up from your head, your heart, and your body these sensations. It's like part telepathy, part feeling everybody's emotions, but it gives you this early warning system of, how do I stay safe? So sometimes the boundary that feels very unsafe because it's like, oh, what's happening out there? But when you kind of block that out, you start saying, what's happening in here?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had the experience where your intuition has warned you that there is actual danger?
Oh yeah,
and gotten out of there?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. There was a period of my life when I was deep in spiritual bypassing and nothing else mattered. It was my only salvation. And it was probably about 4 or 5 months. I would ask my body, if I'm supposed to do this, shake. If I'm not supposed to do it, shake twice. So literally every day I would say, am I supposed to do this? And my body would shake and then shake twice. And I went around like that for months upon months, trying to get more in touch with my body telling me, and maybe being a little smarter than my mind at times. But
it was giving you both. It was shake once and then shake both messages?
Yeah. Shake once for yes, shake twice for no. So it was a little complicated.
Yeah, that muscle testing's like that. It's like, wait, you just said no, and now you're saying yes, and
exactly.
All right. Well, when we come back, let's go deeper into some practice with you.
Yeah.
And okay. Yep. So everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back with Jon Kohrs after this.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science, at longevity, at exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Imagine a life where every day is fueled by energy, vitality, and purpose. Where age is just a number and your best years are always ahead. Hi, I'm Andy Nam, certified functional nutrition longevity coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. After reversing my own chronic health struggles, I'm now on a mission to help you live longer, stronger, and of course, to look younger. I combine biohacking, cutting-edge nutrition, and stem cell technology to unlock your body's full potential. So no matter where your starting point is, I'm going to guide you toward a chronically healthy life. Ready to reverse aging and take control of your future? Connect with me today. Your journey to longevity starts here.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. We are here today with our guest, Jon Kohrs, and we are about to dive into some alchemical facilitation.
That was so good. Now I have to live up to that. That was
yes, you do. Well, so this is fascinating. I love this. The deeper realms accessing, there's just so much more than we think there is.
Yeah.
So let's just dive right into some things we can do to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm going to give a little bit of a preamble and then we're going to jump in. We'll try to keep this to maybe 5 to 7 minutes. Does that feel about right?
Sounds good. Yeah.
So, as a kid, when we say alchemical facilitation, there's a couple things that I really rest on. And one is imagination. I think as a kid, most of the time I remember was in the bathtub with my eyes closed, daydreaming about flying to different planets and fighting monsters and building all sorts of stuff. There's something real about that, though. I mean, it wasn't just my imagination. Like maybe I was traveling somewhere. So whenever I do this, there's a high degree of just imagination. And letting something come through me and come through all of us. So with that, we're going to go on a little journey together. But I'm inspired by the chronically healthy life and the chronos. Like as I was sitting here watching, chronos came in. And I don't know how many of your audience remembers chronos as a myth, but sometimes there's these deeper myths that come through. And I was actually Googling and refreshing this myth. And it's this myth that I want to kind of go to because I think it fits with the chronically healthy life. Now, Kronos, he was born from Uranus and Earth. So kind of mom and dad were hanging out there and dad was kind of overbearing and mom was repressed and was very earthy. And he decided he didn't want to get old and he didn't want to lose time. So he just overthrew his dad. And with that, Kronos, from a mythic standpoint, represents the passage of time, the origination of the cosmic force within all of us, the inevitable. But he also wanted to stay in power. So, he kind of represents time. And within time, he's consuming everything to stay in power. Now, with this idea, I love this idea of chronically, because it's like, what is chronically? And it's this thing, this cosmic force deep inside of us, this thing that's the origination. And it can be chronically unhealthy or chronically healthy. And I think as we think about time consuming all things, yes, we do get consumed by time, but there's something permanent within us like as time is consuming us, it's stripping us down into this thing that actually lives forever. So it's like in losing time, we do find our immortality, but we have to face Chronos. We have to find this paradox of us consuming things to live forever, but also this part of us that will live forever by being consumed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
So I love this flip of like the chronically healthy life, and what is that cosmic force in each of us that actually is that permanent thing that can last across all time. So I kind of want to go and see what we experience by kind of going to Chronos and going there and seeing what's really there. That's okay. So, okay.
Cool. Let's do it.
Okay. So if you can close your eyes, if you're listening along or watching, you keep your eyes open if you really want. Take a couple deep breaths, and I want you to feel your feet. I'm going to use Reiki real quick. Okay. Breathing in, breathing out. I want you to feel your energy going from your head. Maybe it's like an elevator. I'm going to count down from 9, and you're going to feel it going down your spine all the way down into your root, connected to where you're sitting. Imagining the elevator, 9, 8, going down, 7, 6, by your heart, 5, 4, by your stomach, 3, 2, and 1. Feeling your body more rooted in the ground. Take another deep breath. As you start to feel the room, I want you to feel the room with your body. Again, if you feel yourself going up to your head, that's okay. Just imagine the elevator coming right back down, slowly, gently. As you feel in your body, maybe you can sense the air around you, hum of a fan, noise outside. Maybe your kids are playing. Maybe you're cooking something. As you start to feel this with your body, you can feel the electrical sensation of whatever that is on the very edge of your skin. The wind coming through, the sound, vibration in the room. Take another deep breath. And I want you to start to imagine a space that you feel very safe in. Maybe it's a room. Maybe it's something earlier in your life. Maybe it's someplace later in your life that you feel like this would be the safest place I could ever imagine. It's in nature. And allow yourself to feel your way there. Imagining your body moving into that space. You can feel what it feels like, the temperature. Maybe you're outside in nature. You can feel that connection, life around you. Maybe you're in your current house. As you look around this room, off to your right, I feel for most people, is a door. The door just magically appears. You can notice the color of the door, the handle of the door. And beyond this door is a pool. It's a special locked room that only you can access, nobody else can. And there's a very large pool. And in this pool is your gateway to Chronos, where we can peer into that pool and we're going to see what are you consuming in your life, and what is down there that cannot be consumed by time. We're just going to do a quick peek into this pool. So as we look at that door, we can start to wander over the door. We can see the colors. You can reach out, feel the handle, and I'm going to count down from 3. We're going to turn this door and open it. Christy, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Still following?
I am.
All right.
I'm at the door.
Perfect. So I'm going to count down from 3. And when we hit 1, we're going to turn this door together. And each of us are going to go into our protected rooms and make sure each one of us, nobody can access each other's rooms. 3, 2, 1. Turning that door. You can hear it maybe creak open a little bit. Stepping into that door, we can step across the threshold, closing that door. And once you hear it click and you're safe inside, again, this is your space, your inner world, your gateway to Chronos, into a chronically healthy life. And you can start to see around this space, each one of these spaces look different. But I want you to start to wander to a pool. If you can't find the pool, you can ask a guide to come in and help. A relative, helping spirit. Maybe there's a path. Maybe the pool's right there. Each one of you seem like you have different ways to get to this pool. If you can't find the pool, sometimes it's hiding. You can flip the earth completely and it's hiding underneath. See if you can find this pool. It's like we're getting closer to the pool. Christy, how are you doing? Have you found it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we set this intention. There's two things we're going to ask of this pool to be shown. And once you get there, you can, I don't know why, I just got this instinct. Somebody wants to light a campfire. I mean, you can do whatever you want around this pool to help illuminate it, because we're going to peek into this pool. And maybe you need to like fly above it. You can just peer over the corner, whatever you need to do to make sure you can see into it. But we're going to ask two questions, just like Kronos. Kronos was consuming all time to stay in power. But in time, it actually consumes you and it leaves you with this source, this thing that's eternal. So we're going to ask first, what am I consuming in my life that I may not be conscious of? And then second, as time consumes me, what is the eternal part of me? And you may get a vision, you may get, who knows what you're going to get. Are you ready, Christy? Feel ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So let's go to the pool and let's ask to connect to the pool first. Say, pool, can I connect to you? I have these two questions. Let's see if you get a yes or a no. If you get a no, you can ask why. Maybe there's something you need to do. If you get a yes, that's great. We're going to let those that got a no. Okay, as we sit around the pool, I want you to look in. The first question is, what in my life am I consuming that I'm not conscious of? What am I consuming in my life that I am not conscious of? Maybe you feel it with your body, you can feel it with your heart. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's an image that comes in your head. I want you to breathe in to whatever it is, integrating it into your body. You can ask questions. What does this mean? What do you mean by that? Where am I consuming this? Why am I consuming it? When did I first consume this? I think in life, there's something each of us are consuming that we may not realize that is our way to try to stay in power, to stay in control, to stay who we think we are. Once you've felt that, the second question we're going to ask the pool is, what is eternal? As time consumes me, what is the eternal me? What is the part that cannot be consumed by time? And sometimes if the pool is not showing you, can kind of hit the surface with your finger or your foot, kind of splash. Sometimes it'll like clear the pool. As time consumes me, what is eternal? What is the eternal me? The deepest source of my chronically healthy life. And as you receive this, I want you to see if you can breathe it in through your body first. You're breathing it in through your gut. Your second breath, breathe it in through your heart. Feeling your heart expand. Maybe breathe it into your mind. Feeling the clarity of that breath. Entering your mind, letting it expand. And again, you can ask questions. What do you mean by this? What does that image mean? How is this eternal? How do I take this with me? Did this come before I was here? Feeling that eternal part of you that is the source of your chronically healthy life. As we turn, we can thank the pool. Feels like there's some other figures around this pool, maybe for each of you, that you may need to thank. If you can ask and say, hey, who else was here? Sometimes the pool will tell you. Thanking them, thanking the pool, getting reverence for both. Taking one last deep breath and walking back down that trail you came, flipping things around, however you need to find that door that we entered this space. Walking back up that door. I feel like it's important to count down from 9 so that we all find our way back. By the time we get to 1, we'll be back there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, arriving at that door together. I'm going to count down from 3. We're going to turn the handle and open the door. Again, this is your protected space, so we're going to make sure we protect it so nothing else can enter. 3, 2, 1. Pushing that door out. Walking back in your safe place, closing the door. It feels like we should lock it. If you want to lock it, you can. Feeling this connection to something deeper inside of you. Feeling that safe space. And you can start to feel your body again, your toes. Feeling this connection to your seat. Feeling the room around you and those smells or sounds or the whisper of air around you. Feeling that wiggling your toes, wiggling your feet. Feeling the elevator come back up from your root all the way back to your head or your heart or wherever you want it to go. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Yep. Christy, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
Good. That was lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Felt very peaceful. I felt a lot of peace. I don't know if that was you or other people on the call, but it felt very chill and mellow.
Mine was chill. Mine was definitely chill. Very chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was nice. Yeah. I'm like, oh, let's make
stay
that
there.
Make it physical.
Yeah. And I've never done that journey before. It felt important. I could feel something Chronos-like of this idea of like, what is eternal in each of us? And I think there is a paradox. I think for me in my own story, like I was consuming love so much because I felt like, there's love and I can consume it, and then I am loved and I'm worthy of being loved. But I think letting go of that thing you consume, there is this eternal of maybe there's an aspect of love in each of us. And what does that mean? And there is this eternal quality. And I think that shifts a lot. It feels like in me, it illuminates through my body and shows me the stuff that I've carried that I don't need to, or the emotional things, or I see these things in my life that now make more sense. I don't have shame or guilt or heaviness around things. It's just, this is my horribly lovely life. So.
Perfectly said. It's so important. I could talk to you for hours. This is amazing. Yep. You have to come back and see us again, Jon.
Absolutely will. Absolutely will.
But in the meantime, we're getting close to the end. So how can people find you out in the world? Yeah,
I think the easiest way, there's a book I wrote called Horribly Lovely that goes through my own journey. Here's the cover. You can find it on Amazon. But if you go to horriblylovely.com, which is right at the very bottom, there's an alchemy quiz. It's a great way to take it to understand what stage of transformation you're going through. And there's a way to do a 15-minute free call with me if you want to talk more about that, if you want to do another active imagination exercise, or just talk about what's going on in your life. I think it's a great way that you and I can just talk. So I'd encourage anybody to go there. If you want to buy the book, you can, but definitely come, and I'd love to talk to you more. So.
Well, this is the writer in me, but is it fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction. All of it's true. Ben's the main character, but Ben is me. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Really get to know you.
Yeah. If you want. Again, I'd love to just talk and take the alchemy quiz. That's the most important. I'd love to just have 15 minutes with you. It'd be great.
The QR code goes directly to your calendar, I believe, right? To your contact calendar on your website. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And you can contact me there too. So.
All right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jon. This has been an amazing, amazing time. I really enjoyed myself with you.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed it as well. Thank you. It went so fast. So next time we'll talk more. Yeah.
It goes fast. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, everybody. Christy here. To start this week, our pencil sharpeners. These cute little pencil sharpeners that are kid size, that can fit in their little pencil boxes. They're adorable, but they are a pain. The kids play with them, they share them, they lose them. They're constantly sharpening their pencils with them. They don't work very well, and they just end up just being mostly a big distraction and a time waste. Instead, just let the kids use the pencil sharpener in the classroom. Teachers always get a good 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 good pencil sharpeners in the room, and the kids are allowed to get up and sharpen their pencils. The next thing is erasers. This is one of my little personal peeves. Please do not buy these cute and silly erasers. Yes, they are adorable, but they don't work, and they just end up tearing paper and getting lost and being played with as toys. They're not worth the money. Also, the type of erasers that go on the tops of pencils, they split and fall off and then become, yes, you guessed it, a big distraction. Please do not buy these. Also, do not even waste your money on liquid whiteout. It glops onto the paper, it makes a huge mess, and then when the kids write over it, you can't read it. Instead, invest in a white or a pink eraser. I personally prefer the white ones. First of all, these last forever. You can see I've used this one a lot, and I still have most of my eraser left. It lasts forever, and they actually work. They're inexpensive, and they're not a distraction.
Welcome back to Chronically Healthy Life. You know, I hope our audience was doing that meditation with Jon along with them. I was just chatting with him during the break. I was like, pool. I was looking for that pool. I couldn't find the pool. Because in my head, I thought I was looking for a swimming pool, and it ended up looking for a pond of water. That's what I got to. But it's like, like Minna said, sometimes you have so much distraction. I think as I'm visualizing this, I have to get back into the show, making sure everything's running smoothly. So it just like automatically, I just like popped out of that pool as I was putting my hand into it. But no, definitely, I think everyone should reach out to Jon. Like I said, he really puts you in that journey. That's just so much different than anything I experienced.
Yeah, he's definitely different from the other guests that we have so far, and he's very interesting. I can see how he can be very helpful.
Exactly. Well, that's it for this week's Chronically Healthy Life. Thank you for sharing this space with us. We're honored to have you on the journey towards healing, hope, and of course, longevity. Join us here every Friday at 7 p.m. CST on e360tv.com on the Vitality TV network. Or, of course, you can catch past episodes on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Chronically Healthy Life.
And of course, you want to look as good as your view, check out my new skincare line at coolness.com.
And book a free 30-minute consult with me at longevitywithandy.com. And we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.